Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is Loshak the Bag Show, Wednesday afternoon, January 17th. Jimmy the Bag and I. This is on Wednesdays. We have to end the show a little bit early. We have to end it a little bit before the hour. So this one will end around 6:58 on the hour. At 2 minutes before the hour, Jimmy and I, of course, are going to go over the college basketball card in depth. Then we'll take a review of the NHL and NBA cards that we looked at in the morning, and then we'll have to call it a day. Also, Jimmy the Bag, there will be a college basketball halftime that will go on, but during this show, last time I did this, it was an easy casher on the Brown under. Native Queen liked that one, and we cashed on that one. Today will be the Tulsa Temple game, so that'll be at about 6:45 or 6:50 or so Eastern time. So I'll look at that one at that time, and if there's a pick I'm liking, I'll give a pick there, and that'll be added to my official record in college basketball. All right, Jimmy the Bag. So it's going to be a relatively short day. We're not going to be able to go over, so I guess let's just jump right into it, right, Jimmy the Bag?
Let's jump right into it, and just so you know, I capped every game with a ranked team in it.
Really? Okay.
So that's it. So I believe there's 10 or 11 of them, and so the ones without ranked teams, I have not capped.
Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Okay, and Native Queen comes on here and says that she took Tulsa first half and full game. I had Tulsa too. I'll admit, I got them at 6.5. It closed at 8, so I don't understand that one. The line movements are kind of wacky and quirky in college basketball. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's just quickly review the picks that I gave in the morning. I gave Creighton -4. That is now back up to 4.5, but highly controversial line movement there. Missouri -1, Georgetown +13. I'm definitely going to take that one back thanks to a lot of the great advice we got in the morning show. The Georgetown game under 159, Texas +3.5, South Florida +3, Southern Illinois +7.5, Iowa State +10.5. That's now down to 9.5, and Fullerton +6. There's a bunch of totals that I'm kind of liking, and so let's start off the show with I am going to take back Villanova Georgetown game, and it is now 12.5. So if it lands on 13, I'll get a casher. No harm, no foul. I was hoping for 12 or 11.5, but I'm not sure. Georgetown's a team I was looking to fade in general. This game, I was thinking maybe a little bit of a down spot for Villanova, but I agree that it's more likely to go under than it is for Georgetown to get a cover here. So I will start off the show taking that one back. Villanova -12.5. That's a hedge back of my pick on Georgetown +13 in the morning, and the best line would be -108 right now. That's at Bookmaker and BetDSI. So who knows? Maybe it'll land on 13 and I'll get a free unit there. All right, we'll start with that one. Jimmy the Bag, let's then quickly get to Dayton St. Joseph's, the other 6:30 game. You have anything to say about that one, or should we move on from there?
No, I just have the cap games done. Or sorry, the ranked games
done. The ranked games. Okay. Well, then let's quickly get to a few of the totals. I was able to go through all the totals up until up to the 9 o'clock game, so through the 8:30 games, and there's a few totals that I think I'm kind of liking here. I'll throw them on there. What the hell? They're all they all could lose, but I think they're probably pretty solid. I did like the under in the Fordham LaSalle game, but that line has crashed now from 133 to 126.5. I do kind of like the under in VCU Richmond. VCU can play can go high scoring or low scoring, but I think this is more likely than not to be a little bit more modest, even though it's gone up a bit from the opening line. But I will take that one. VCU under. Best line right now is 150 minus 110, and that is at Bookmaker. So I'll take the under on that one. A few other totals from the 7 o'clock games. Lean to the under in Illinois State and Bradley. That one could go over, but I would lean to the under. Lean to the over in George Mason, George Washington. These teams can go very low scoring, but recently been more productive, so I took a shot with the over on that one. Lean to the under in South Florida, East Carolina. I like the under in the first game they played. They went to 132, just snuck over, but I'm thinking this one might be a good candidate to go under. That's a lean there. Lean to Arkansas, Florida. Of course, Arkansas likes to play a fast-paced game, but they've been slowed down recently, and I would lean to the under there at 154.5. Lean to the over in SMU, Wichita State. That line's got bet down from 145.5 to 142. Not quite sure what's up with that, but let's start with that one, Jimmy the Bag, since I know you looked at that one because it does contain a ranked team, Wichita State. What's your take on that game? The total has moved down from 145.5 to 142.
I spent a lot of time on this game. Before I jump into it, we have a new commenter, David. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Orellana or Eliana. Orellana, David Orellana. Nice to have you, my man. He likes East Carolina first half under 60.5 is his play.
Yeah.
With SMU, Wichita State, I've decided to take Wichita State on the full game. SMU had their 33-game home winning streak snapped by Temple last week. The Mustangs have now lost 3 straight. And they're clearly second-guessing themselves. They're still defending well, ranking 6th in the nation, allowing just 61.1 points per game. SMU has a lot of size at the guard spots. They do a great job of defending the perimeter, but they have a small front court with just one big in the rotation, and that's 6'9", 235-pound freshman Ethan Chargois. They have 5 players in double figures led by 6'6" senior Shake Milton, 17.4 points, but the Shockers have won 7 straight. And they're just getting off that tough road win over Tulsa on Saturday. They've won 27 straight at home. The thing that changes this, which with only having one big to go against in Chargois, the Wichita State Shockers have 3 guys that they can throw at, really 4 guys if you add in Marcus McDuffie, who's been coming off the bench. He was their leading scorer and rebounder last year. Now he's their 6th man. But they got 6'8", 279-pound senior Shaquille Morris that they can throw at him, 6'9", 225-pound senior Darrell Willis Jr., and of course they have Rashard Kelly, who's on the bench waiting to come on if there's anyone in foul trouble or that anyone needs a rest. Those 4 guys hammering at the one big, I just think SMU's in trouble. I do understand why the line's going down, because Wichita State likes to take a lot of shots, and SMU is great at defending the perimeter. But I'm on Wichita State full game.
You're on Wichita State here. Yeah, I can't say I disagree with that. I was thinking that might be a nice play. It is 8.5 or 9 market wide, no 8. So Jim's going to take Wichita State minus 8.5, minus 108 is the best line right now at Pinnacle. Yeah, guys, we're going to have to rush just because I want to get to a lot of stuff here. Cool. All right, let's move on to, well, I know you looked at Alabama-Auburn, Jimmy the Bag. That's a tough one. I think I'm going to pass on that one and look at a second half play. What do you have to say about that one, Jim?
I think the Alabama not having Donta Hall in the lineup is enormous. It hurts them so badly in this game. 6'9", 32-pounder. He'd be enormously helpful here. Losing his 11.5 points, 7.2 boards is a huge loss. They're going to have to play Braxton Key in minutes that he's not suitable for. Alex Reese is going to have to come in and play minutes he's not suitable for. I've decided to double up on Auburn in this game. Auburn's won 14 straight. Their rotation is 9 players deep, so they stay fresh. They're 12th in the nation, scoring 86.5 points a game. They're 9th in rebounds at 41.5 a game, and without Dante Hall to stop them, they're going to get every rebound there is. They lead the SEC with 13.2 offensive rebounds a game. Multiple guys hit threes. All 5 starters are hitting over 75% from the foul line. Sophomore point guard Jared Harper is totally underrated, 12.6 points, 5.4 assists, hits 43% from 3. Bryce Brown's very dangerous at the 2. Mustafa Heron, very dangerous from the 3. Anthony McLemore averages over 3 blocks a game, gets 5.9 boards. I know they're undersized, but without Donta Hall, it's not going to affect them. I'm on Alabama, first half and full game.
All right, that was very, very convincing. You were like a preacher in the Southern Baptist tradition. You know those guys, right? Where they're like the Holy Ghost and all that stuff. That's what it sounded like. You were confident. This is how much confidence I have in you, Jimmy the Bag. I'm going to tail you on this shit. I'm going to tell you this motherfucker. I'm going to tell you on this bitch, Jimmy the Bag. I'm going to tell you on both of them.
Man.
I'm going to tell you on both of them. Yeah, I was looking at that game earlier. I was like, how much does this hurt Alabama? Auburn's obviously a better team. What's the deal here? You've convinced me. So you're going to take Auburn full game?
And first half,
all right,
yes.
minus 1.5, minus 106 is full game. I'm going to tail you on that one. And let's look at the first halves. I'm going to tail you on that one, Jimmy the Bag, as well. Let's find it. Auburn, best line, minus, there's minus ones, and Bookmaker has minus 0.5, minus 115. So let's take that one. Auburn, minus 0.5, minus 115. We're taking Bookmaker lines here. Minus 0.5, first half, minus 0.5, minus 115, and the full game, minus 1.5, minus 106. All right, hopefully this will be a nice two-unit casher for us. Jimmy the Bag, very nicely done. All right, you've looked at all the games with ranked teams, right, Jim?
I have.
All right, well, let's get to it. Let's get to Seton Hall Creighton. That's a ranked team, and it's not Creighton. Seton Hall's a ranked team, so I know Jimmy the Bag looked at it. Look, I bet it at 5 in the morning show. It was down to 4. I was scratching my head. Now it's up to 4.5. Probably the most controversial game on the entire card. Someone else commented that everyone seems to be on Creighton, which makes me a little bit nervous. What's your take on this one, Jim?
This was a very difficult game to figure out. Seton Hall's veteran squad, they're led by 3 seniors. Of course, starting with 6'10", 245-pounder Angel Delgado's 14.2, 11.7 boards, and then they got Kadeem Carrington and Desi Rodriguez, who are very clutch scorers, averaging 32.4 points a game. I like Creighton, and I tried to find an angle where I thought that I could really trust, and I just couldn't really find it. Foster and Thomas are excellent guards, but Kadeem Carrington and Desi Rodriguez have a length and can defend well. And then when you're dealing with these Blue Jay bigs, I just don't trust them enough. 6'9", 20-pound sophomore Markin Krempel 12.3 points, 8.3 boards. Is he going to be able to get them against Delgado? They got Toby Hegner, who's 6'10", 240 pounds, and he only gets 2.6 boards a game, so you can't trust him to get any boards. And then Ronnie Harrell's just 6'7". I know he's got a big body, big tree trunk legs, but I'm concerned. I can understand people being on both sides, and because of that, I had to not make a play on this game.
Okay, some interesting comments. Of course, these comments are becoming the most important part of this show. Let's see some comments here. First of all, on the Alabama-Auburn game. Here we go. Some interesting shit here. Let's see. Jason McIver says Auburn will rebound them on both sides. Triple Beam says, my bud went to Creighton. He said the J turns up on game day. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Vitala says the Sharps are on the Dayton game under. Yes, I was leaning that way as well. Native Queen likes the under in Alabama-Auburn. And Greg Schneider says Alabama is really good at transition defense, but I think Auburn takes it in a close one. Joe D says Auburn kids play hard too. Let's see. Other comments here are some interesting stuff here. Mutt Beast just says Alabama. That's it. Okay. Robin Spears says that's a bad bet, Jim. Maxwell Smart says Bama 81% of the line over the past 5 games. Russell Beinswanger says you sold me, Jimmy. Robin Spears says Hall is out and the public all over Auburn and the line still going down. That's a concern, but we saw the same thing happen in the Toledo, Ohio game yesterday, and Toledo just absolutely wasn't even close, just destroyed them, right? So that's a good point, Robin Spears, but I'm not sure that's enough to talk me off of it. And let's see. And DJ Big Boss says Alabama is expecting a big crowd tonight, going to try to beat Auburn on pure crowd support. Okay, but if they're not getting rebounds at some point and they're only getting 1 point on the line, at some point the pure crowd support is not going to be enough, right, Jim?
When you beat Auburn, you have to control the paint. You have to push them around. They are undersized. They lost their star center for the year earlier. And when Dante Hall is out of the lineup, I have to try and get 2 units out of this.
And it is a rivalry game. I mean, so yes, Alabama's expecting a big crowd tonight, but it's a rivalry game for Auburn too, right? They know they're gonna be there playing hard as well. And Maxwell Smart says Auburn is road tested. Generation 1090 says let's go Auburn, love it, baby. Okay. All right, and King Rail says, damn, oh shit, where the hell did that comment go? Where the hell did that comment go? Sorry. King Rail says, damn, Jim, I'm going to have to break out the bank card and follow that Auburn pick. King Rail, great read on Memphis last night over UConn. I didn't tell your advice. I didn't take UConn, and I kept my bet on Memphis, so I won. But as far as picks in the show, I pussied out. I took the other side and hedged out of it with the UConn plus 3. All right, there you go. Greg Schneider says Creighton is just two at home. Robin Spears says don't do it, Pete. I assume that means the Creighton bet. Let's see. And Andrew Cisneros says I don't know about Auburn. Weird feeling. Okay. Greg Schneider says Creighton scores 90 at home and gives up only 60. And yeah. Robbie Tagaloa says don't take the baits with the points with Seton Hall. All right, I'm gonna stick with my plays here. I'm gonna stick with Creighton. If it loses, it's just one line. And let's see. Let me see. MVP SportsBook says Pete Blues call held true. He's talking about last night when I took St. Louis. I took a -1, so I got to push on that one. But all right, very interesting shit here. Let me just look at some. Yes. DJ Big Boss says all in caps. If Auburn loses, y'all both take it with no lube. I don't think that's true. We lose 2 units, which is not a good thing. But I would not call that taking it with no lube, right?
Well, first off, I'm never going to take it.
Yes.
And secondly, if it was a forced situation, it wouldn't be my call whether I could use lube.
Absolutely. All right. No, I mean, the point is well taken, Big Boss. I think you're a little bit of hyperbole there. 2 losses will be bad. I will not be happy about that. 2 units and a little bit more with the juice, but not quite as stark as you put it in those terms. All right. So let's see. McLeod Kick says taking Arkansas +6. Who else likes it? I was liking that one as well. Jay Will likes the Tennessee money line. That's not good. Missouri was one of my picks.
I jumped on Missouri as well.
You did. All right. Well, we'll get to that in a second. All right. So and then David Orellana says also took Texas Tech -3. Jesus. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get to some other other games here that we can break down. So I'm going to stick with Creighton. Let's quickly jump to the. All right. Let's jump to the Missouri game. Tennessee, of course, is the ranked team on the road. I took Missouri -1. That's where I bet it. That's where I gave it as a pick in the morning. It's now up to 1.5 or 2. I'm a little bit concerned that it might be all just due to Missouri being at home and that Tennessee, might be the better team here. What do you think, Jim?
Yes, I agree that Tennessee might be slightly slightly better than Missouri. But the best guard on the floor is going to be Cassius Robertson. He's averaging 16 points per game, and he needs to play well. He's got to show that he's easily the best guard on the floor. Missouri's good on the board. 6'11", 240-pound freshman Jonte Porter averages 8.5 points, 6.8 boards. He has 20 pounds on Kyle Alexander. So the Volunteers have won 3 straight. They're playing good basketball. 6'11", 220-pound Canadian junior Kyle Alexander put up a career-high 14 points last game in their win over Texas A&M. He's hitting 70% from the field this year. But he's just going to be pushed around, I think, by Jonte Porter. But then Tennessee also has Grant Williams, who's playing very well, 6'7", 241-pounder, 37 points his last 2 games against Vanderbilt. 37 points 2 games ago against Vanderbilt. Leads the team with 16.7 points, 6.7 boards. I think this is a bounce-back spot for Missouri. They lost to Arkansas in an uneven game that saw them fall behind by 18, then come back to be up 5 before faltering down the stretch. I think Jeremiah Tillman can come off the bench and really produce against this smaller lineup, because if Kyle Alexander isn't doing the job, they'll pull him, and they'll just have these 2 6'7" guys, and Grant Williams and his mate back there. And then Jeremiah Tillman and Jonte Porter can take control of the boards. And I think it's all about Cassius Robertson controlling the game from the guard spot.
All right, so you're taking Missouri?
I am taking Missouri.
All right, well, I got -1 in the morning. We're going to have to give you we can give you, the Greek has -1.5, -122, or you can take Pinnacle -2, -103. I would take that Pinnacle line.
Yeah, I'll take -2,
All right, so
-103.
Jim's going to take Missouri -2, -103, and of course in the morning I got -1, -110, -110. All right, Robert Bautista says, much love from Brooklyn, boys. You got 3 of us hooked. 12 and 6 shows, breakdowns, entertaining, made money with some great NHL picks, puck line balls. Love this show. Thank you very much, Robert Bautista. I'm from there too. I'm from money making and boogie down though, not from Crooklyn. All right, let's see. What else do we have here, Jim? Hold on, let me find these fucking games here. Ranked teams. Well, one game that I did give Iowa State at +10.5 in the morning. I think that's a solid pick. It's now down to 9.5 or 10 market wide. It was down to 9.5 recently. Now I think it's taken a jump back up to 10, which is a little bit concerning. What's your read on this game, Jim?
I'm definitely on Iowa State.
Yeah.
TCU starting point guard Jalen Fisher hurt his knee in practice yesterday. He's going to be out for a while, averaging 12.3 points per game. He's a good point guard. Now they'll have Alex Robinson take over that role. Maybe he's capable of it. We're going to find out. But it's a big loss for the Horned Frogs, who've lost 4 or 5 in Big 12 play. Those 4 losses were by a combined 11 points, and 2 came in overtime. That's when you need your point guard playing at its best in the last few minutes of a game. Iowa State's coming off a big 10-point win over Baylor. Lindell Wigington is going off. 57 points his last 2 games. He's hit 18 from 37 from the field, 9 for 18 from 3. Iowa doesn't have a lot of size, but the Horned Frogs will not be able to take advantage of it. I like it.
All right, so you're going to take it. So the best line right now will be, let me find it, Iowa State. I got 10.5. Now it's +10 -106 is the best line we can give you. +10 -106. That's the line is Pinnacle. Is that okay for you, Jim?
Yeah, I love it.
All right, let's get to some more comments to see if anyone's agreeing with us. Let's see. So some funny shit. Some funny shit coming in here. Let's see. Uh-oh. JP Fahey. We know this guy, right? Guy who has good calls on games when he has a strong opinion. Listen up. JP Fahey says, Tennessee is my top 3 play of the night. They're a solid athletic team. They're playing well, and Missouri has been disconnected. I'm laying cheese on Tennessee. That's not good to read, Jimmy the Bag.
No, that's uncomforting. And I know Max is on Tennessee as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And now Generation 1090 says Miz all day. Jimmy, who's Generation 1090? Does he know what he's talking about?
Generation 1090 is new to the squad here on the live chat. Happy to have him.
Jay Will says too much momentum on Tennessee's side and Missouri struggles with better teams. Fuck. I think we might on the wrong side here.
I'm gonna have to stick with it. I'm gonna have to stick with it. But I hear you, man.
Shit. All right, Bookie Lover Q says Missouri is having issues, but their coach will be out for revenge if that matters. I hope so. And James Stacy says Arkansas is Indian Cowboys free pick if that means anything. I just do with Indian Cowboy. I like Indian Cowboy. Shout out to Indian Cowboy, and that's encouraging. Maybe I'll throw on Arkansas here. I was liking that one anyway. And our good friend Aspire Twat Latte says I got Missouri. I got Missouri. That's nice.
That's
we got
nice
one guy on our side.
We do.
I think it makes me more nervous that we got, they got Maxwell Smart, who's sharp as hell. They got the JP Fahey, who's sharp as hell. And we got you, me, and Aspertwat Latte.
Well, if you're
Which
riding
side
with,
would you rather be on,
I'll
Jim?
be on Aspertwat Latte
Yeah?
side all day, man.
All
You kidding
right.
me? Who doesn't want to run with a guy named Aspertwat Latte?
Well, you know, I hope we got this one. I hope we got this one, Twatty Latte, because man, we got some heavy hitters on the other side of us.
Reggie says Mizzou win by 6.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
He joins us in Twatty Latte.
Okay, that's a nice, strong opinion, but there you go. Ron Fig comes in with I like Tennessee, too. All right.
Mark Buey, I still love Mizzou.
Okay. All right. And then McOxter says, I can't pick this Tennessee-Missouri game. And now Dexter Rojas says Tennessee is the play. Although I'm sure Dexter Rojas knows what he's talking about. Dexter Rojas was also saying UConn in the UConn-Memphis game, and that was off. But the guy was out, though.
The guy was out, and we found out 10 minutes before. I mean, I wasn't on that game, but I do think there is a excuse in that situation.
Holy shit. All right. Okay. And, Russell Beinsfanger saying, Wanma a little quiet tonight. Yeah, the problem is just we have so many games today, and we have to be out by 6:55 Eastern, so probably, we're not going to get a big dose of Wanma today. Probably wait for Friday. That tends to be a lighter show, lighter in terms of content. So we might get a whole lot.
But if we see him go like this, we'll go over.
I wish you could also. We got to also get a camera on Wanma because his motions and his actions are not quite as good as his voice, as his readings, his line readings. But his motions and actions are very entertaining as well. And unfortunately, Jim and I are the only ones who get to see it. All right. Bob Costanza says we got this, Mizzou. Kendall Ashby says Tennessee is better, but Mizzou can get it going from 3 at home. And Dan Kelly says, Twatty Latte. Can't stop laughing, trying to take notes. Asper Twat Latte, baby. One of my favorite posters and commenters of all time in this motherfucking show, motherfucker. And I might go on a date or two with his grandma at some point. That's old lore. That's old inside joke from these shows.
Yeah, we know he's got 2 grandmas because the one died in 67.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's get back to some picking here. Another game that has me scratching my head a little bit is the where the fuck is that game? All right, Arizona, California. Scratching my head because I was thinking about a shot with the over, but the total on that one has taken a big move down to from 152.5 all the way down to 150. I know you looked at this, Jim, because Arizona is ranked. What do you have to say about it, Jim?
Well, I tried to find an angle where I could take California to cover this big spread, and I couldn't. Arizona's 2 7-footers, DeAndre Ayton and Dusan Ristic, combined for 31 points and 18 boards. And then California's got 2 bigs too, 6'11 senior Marcus Lee, 7'1", 267-pound senior Kingsley Okoro, but they combined for 17.9 points, 12.9 boards. Bears have lost 4 straight. Cal's Dan Coleman had a very tough 2 games on this Washington road trip, scoring just 14 points in 46 minutes and fouling out versus the Huskies. And he fouled out in 14 minutes. He's just losing his cool. This team is losing their cool. He's averaging 17.6 points per game. Alonzo Trier and Raul Alkins should just have their way with Cal's porous defense. 325th in the nation, allowing 80.3 points per game. When Cal gets down, they seem to just give up. Mm-hmm. And that would make me think that, yes, Arizona could cover this giant spread, but I'm just staying off of this game.
Man. All right, more comments coming in on Tennessee. Here we go. Who just posted that? Someone said, where the fuck is that one? A poster named P. That's it. P says Tennessee by 7. Shit. And then we have where the hell was that? Someone saying that they like Tennessee money line and addressing me by name to hedge out of it. Where the hell? Oh yeah, Robin Spears says hedge out, Pete. Take Tennessee money line. Shit. Fuck. It might be our day. It might be. And Dexter Rojas likes Tennessee. It might be our day. You, me, Reggie, and Twatty Laddie. Me, Reggie, and Twatty Laddie might be on the right side, and all the sharper, smarter guys on the other side liking Tennessee. But this is not a good sign. How many people really liking Arizona here? Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. What else do you have, Jimmy the Bag?
I am going to take Stanford on the money line this evening. Arizona's lost 3 of 5. They're in the midst of a shooting slump. They're only hitting 41.3% from the field in Pac-12 play. Stanford's won 4 straight games, and they look like a different team since adding both 6'5 senior guard Dorian Pickens, 12.1 points, 3.9 boards, 2.1 assists, and 6'8 freshman Kezi Opala, 12 points, 3 boards a game. 6'8", 245-pound junior Reed Travis, 20.1 points a game, 7.3 boards, and 6'9", 245-pound senior Michael Humphrey, 11.6 points, 8.1 boards, will be very tough for Arizona's front court to handle. They have Romello White, but they also have the 6'7 Mickey Mitchell right beside him. And Mickey Mitchell's barely been playing lately. Romello White and Mickey Mitchell aren't working together, so now they brought in their backup center, junior Daquan Lake. He's been getting more and more playoff time. Hurley's trying to figure out how to stop this slump that's clearly happening. Trey Holder was held for 4 points on 1 for 9 shooting in his last game. I just think Stanford has momentum. They're a home dog. I'm going to take them on the money line.
All right. Okay, let me just find that one. Where is that? Stanford, right?
Yep.
Stanford on the money line. Let me find the best line here for you. Jesus, where's the fucking money line sheet here? Stanford on the money line. I can't. All right, just hold on one second.
No worries.
Let me just find it. Stanford on the money line, and look to see if there's any comments that are coming in. That a lot of I see when there's so many games, we don't even get to. Some of these commenters say some funny ass shit, and we don't even get to address most of them when there's a big card
And
like
Twain
this.
Seymour says Mizzou rolls, guys. No
Okay.
pressure. Jamie
All
Jordan
right.
says Missouri and Auburn outright win parlay. Kendall
That's
Ashby
nice to
says,
hear.
stay away from fading Stanford. I would says Pickens has been huge since his return. Nice Stanford pick. Bookie Smasher said Arizona Stanford going to be close. I took the points. I get it. King Rail said Stanford bad bet. Jimmy, take it back. Mela Payless Way says Stanford money line cashes. Jimmy. JP Fahey says love Stanford. First bet I put in today. And then there was more.
See, that's why this shit is so fucking hard. Even though these people who study this shit every fucking game on here, there's people on both sides, right?
Yeah, Dexter Rojas says Stanford is on fire. Joe D says Arizona State defense has been shit too lately. I like it. I'm on it. I'm taking the plus line.
All right, best line would be plus 155. I switched back to the other view here on SBRodds.com, so I can't. I don't remember what book it is, but plus 155 is the best line on the money line there.
Perfect.
All right, let me find some other ranked games that maybe.
Ohio State at Northwestern is
Yeah,
a very
we'll talk about
interesting
that.
one.
But first, let me just ask you about the total in that Arizona game.
Sure.
Why is the total headed down, and is the over not a good play there, Jim?
What is the number you're getting it at right now?
Now it's 150. It opened at 152.5 or something like that.
Ooh, okay. I think the reason why it's going to go down is because some people will believe, and I know some people in our chat think this, that Arizona is going to crush California.
Yeah.
If they crush
Then
California,
in the second half, it's
it's
just
just going to
yeah.
go under.
Right.
So the only way for it to go over is it to be a close game, and I think that's the fear and that's the concern.
All right, we'll get to the Ohio State game, don't worry. But first, let's talk about St. John's and Xavier. That's an interesting one. I was thinking about a shot with the over on this one. This one has gone up. It opened at 152.5. Could still give a 154.5 if I wanted to. I think I might make this one a play. What's your take on St. John's, Xavier, Jim?
These are two teams just going in opposite directions. St. John's has lost 6 straight, but they are starting to handle the loss of second leading scorer Marcus Lovett a little bit better. 6'11", 205-pound junior Tariq Owens is the only big in the rotation. He averages 7.8 points, 6.1 boards. That makes them an easier team to play against, even though they can get hot from outside and they defend the perimeter well. They're an easy team to defend. Xavier has grad transfer, 6'10", 240-pounder Kareem Cantor playing very well. 52 points, 25 boards over his last 3 games, really stepping up. 6'9", 242-pound sophomore Tyreek Jones helps on the glass, averaging 9 points, 5.7 boards. And then they have the 6'10" big Sean O'Mara waiting on the wings. Trevor Blewett got out of his shooting slump with a 24-point performance in their win over Creighton. I tried to find a play on this and found it difficult. I think St. John's is actually starting to, even though they've lost 6 straight, they're actually starting to figure things out without Marcus Lovett. But Xavier, after their big win over Creighton, must have a lot of confidence, and I think they're going to be rolling. I didn't know what move to make.
All right, I'll hold off on that one. Now let's talk about Ohio State Northwestern. Bobano, who is Ian Cameron, and usually more often than not, in fact, most of the time knows what he's talking about, identified Ohio State as a play-on team going forward until further notice. They've certainly been cashing game in and game out. Now they're going up against a very vulnerable Northwestern team. High expectations for Northwestern to start the season, but definitely headed in the wrong direction as of right now. Ohio State's a 3-point favorite. I know you looked into this one, Jim. What's your take?
I sure did, and I think you just nailed it with that introduction. Absolutely. Scotty Lindsey is having a tough time scoring right now. He went 1 for 15 in their loss to Indiana. He's hitting just 26.7% from the field over his last 4 games. Northwestern is having a very difficult time trying to replicate their success of last year. And Bates Diop is a monster right now. He's posted 3 straight 25-point games. Last guy to do that for Ohio State, I believe, with Michael Redd, but I don't have that written down. Vic Law and Derek Pardon are going to have their hands full. They're already not very good bigs. Northwestern succeeds with their guard play, and when their guard play slows down, they have nothing. It's not that I think C.J. Jackson and Cam Williams will be ready to run and defend Lindsey. But in saying all this, Lindsay and McIntosh, but in saying all this is more of a fade on Northwestern to me rather than a bet on Ohio State. I think Northwestern is crumbling. So I'm on Ohio State.
Really? Okay. All right. Let's see. This might turn out in retrospect to be a very easy no-brainer call. I'm going to hold off on that one, although that certainly does seem to be the no-brainer play here. -3, -110. Best line is at UWager. Everywhere else has a -114, -115. The line appears to be headed on its way up a little bit, but UWager still 3, -110. So we'll give Jim that one. All right. Let's see. Any other games involving ranked teams or any other games you want to identify, Jim?
Let me see. Yes, the Texas Tech at Texas is a very, very interesting game. And I couldn't find an angle that I could really support. Texas is without its second and fourth leading scorers as Kerwin Roach hurt his hand. And then, of course, we're dealing with Andrew Jones' leukemia treatments. Junior Eric Davis has looked incredible since he was thrusted in the starting role. And then they have 6'11", 225-pound freshman Mohamed Bamba, and he's just playing like a monster, averaging 11.8 points per game, 10.4 boards. He leads the Big 12 in both rebounding and block shots. Texas Tech has 10 players in their rotation, each playing over 15 minutes a game. They are very, very tough to play against. Tommy Hamilton comes off the bench. Norense Odiasi is starting. They're both going to have their hands full with Bamba. Texas Tech just has so much more depth, but Texas is going to be tough at home. It's going to be a very close game, and at this point, I'm just leaving this game alone.
All right, because Texas at +3.5 was one of my picks today, and most people who commented on it agreed with that. Not that there were a few people who said they liked Texas Tech, but more people agreeing with the Texas pick, Jim.
Yeah, and I get it. I get why they would. I just find Texas Tech's depth and the speed at which they play at against a team that doesn't have their second and fourth leading scorers, who both happen to be guards. Like, if this game goes down to the last play, well, Texas Tech, I think, will win.
Well, but then you're getting a cushion of 3.5, though.
Yes, exactly. Right. So that's why I see both sides, and I'm leaving it alone.
All right, I'm also going to throw on Southern Illinois first half, +4.5, -114. That's the current line at Bookmaker. Throwing that one on there. I think that'll be a close game, so I'll take the first half as well. Southern Illinois first half, +4.5, -114. I took the full game at 7.5 earlier today. Jim, is there anything else you want to suggest or want to talk about here? Let's see. Anything else, Jim?
No. I do see both sides of the Villanova-Georgetown game, though. I can understand people liking Georgetown. Wildcats just barely got by St. John's on Saturday night. Dante Vincenzo is playing very well off the bench, 25 points, went 6 for 9 from 3. Michael Bridges continues to hit the boards, 15 points, 11 boards for St. John's. He needs the help on the boards because Villanova is not very big. 3 rotation players at 6'9". That's Omari Spellman, Eric Paschal, and Demir Cosby-Roundtree. And then Georgetown's coming off that 13-point loss at Seton Hall. They led 12-3 early, 31-30 with 5 minutes remaining in the first, then shot 36% in the game, committed 16 turnovers. I think that Jesse Govan is going to have a big game tonight. He's by far the biggest guy on the floor. 17.6 points, 11.4 boards. I think Govan can keep it close. They have Marcus Derrickson continuing to hit the boards well as beside him. He's 250 pounds, even though he's just 6'7". I can see both sides on it, and so I don't think you're in a terrible spot with your initial play.
Yeah. All right, and I'm also going to throw on, I gave Cal State Fullerton +6 as an official play in the morning show, and I will throw on the first half on that one as well, +3.5, -110. That's Fullerton on the road against UC Santa Barbara, doubling up there. And I don't know, maybe to go for 2 units, maybe take Iowa State on the first half as well, or Ohio State, actually, both of them. What do you think, Jim?
I get it. I just fear those plays, but I don't know. Like, I'm down so badly. Should I just hammer it right now?
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I have an edge and I like both plays, I mean, Iowa State, are they a second half team? Why would they not come out and have a nice game that's like a 1-point game by halftime?
Yeah, I mean, TCU is going to have to handle the loss of Jalen Fisher, and that's just not going to be an easy thing.
All right, I'll throw that one on there. I'm going to add on Iowa State, and at Bet365 now, the first half is actually still +6, so I'll take that one. Iowa State, first half +6, -110. Other places have 5.5 or 5, but Bet365 has 6 -110. We are using Bet365 line, so I will take that one, Jimmy the Bag. I'm taking that one.
I get it. I'm not going to double up. Just getting killed in the last little bit, and can't double dip.
All right, I hear you, Jimmy the Bag. All right, I'm scanning over here. All right, we should move on to get back. Let's just get to, I guess we got to move on because we got to just cover NBA, and then maybe we'll come back after.
Let's do that because I have 2 plays I'm adding on the NBA card.
All right. Let's get back to, let's just quickly go for some comments. Russell Beiswanger, Loshak, is it tough to eat box with the stash? I'm not going to answer that question, Russell Beiswanger. That's a little bit too disgusting for how I'm feeling at the moment, but that's a good question. It certainly is an interesting question.
So we'll just imagine.
Yes, we'll revisit that later on, just like we're going to revisit the college basketball card in a few minutes.
I don't see Juan going like this.
No. Joshua Gray likes the TCU Iowa State over 161 equals low-hanging fruit. What do you think about that, Jim?
I looked at what he said there and thought it was very interesting. Joshua's had a really good read of late, and he's hitting winners. And I guess my fear is that I need to see how they handle the injury to their point guard, but he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. McGogster says, I'm on Loyola, Illinois full game. Great. Now another guy against one of my picks. Jesus Christ. All right, predictions guy. Shout out from London, England. Very nice, very nice. Wonderful country. Wonderful. Questionable history of colonialism, but other than that, wonderful country. All right, let's see. Auburn, Alabama game. Let's go. Aspirito Late says, with you on Texas, Pete. Thank you so much. No, I respect. Look, we make fun of the guy's name. But I respect the hell out of him as a handicapper, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, we make jokes, but when it comes to handicapping, there's no jokes involved, right? And no biases, right, Jim?
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, you come in with that, whatever fucking name you got. If you prove yourself handicapping-wise, you're taken very seriously when you give your opinions.
Max wants some explanation on the Fullerton pick.
On the Fullerton pick. Yes. Okay, Max. The explanation on the Fullerton pick. Fullerton has been covering quite a bit recently, proven themselves on the road. UC Santa Barbara, not a great spot. They're coming back from a close road loss in Hawaii, and just feel like it's a few too many points. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but that's what I'm on. And actually, it's not 6.5 yet, but the market right now is up to 6 minus 115 at Pinnacle. So some money is coming. Small money is coming in on UC Santa Barbara, but I took Fullerton, and that's my explanation. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on. Let's
do it.
All right, we'll quickly get to NHL. There are only 2 games on the card. I'm passing on both of them, and Jim did give Boston on the puck line. That line has gotten moved in your direction. I think you got it at 165 or something like that. It's now down into the 150s, and Jim took Pittsburgh on the money line. And let me see where that one has gone on the money line. That one is Jim took him a plus 105, and that's right exactly where it is. No movement on the Pittsburgh game. Nice little small movement in Jim's favor on the Boston game. You have anything to say about that one or either of those games?
Not really.
Feeling good about both of them?
There was one mention on the chat saying uncomfortable with Matt Murray being out. Whatever's going on with him, get him out of the handicaping room at this point. It's some personal issue. Yari is looking very good. We had a guy who's a very good hockey handicapper say that he's going to be better than Murray in the long run. So I think this is fine. Get him out of the dressing room. Let him deal with whatever he's dealing with. I don't love taking the Pens at just plus 105 against a team like the Ducks. I don't love it, but I think if I bet on the Penguins every single game for the rest of the year, I will be nicely up at the end of it.
All right, so let's move on. And Espirito Late says I took Bruins as well. Yeah, I mean it seems like the obvious play. I've gotten burned a few times taking big favorites in spots like these. And Montreal, not a good team, but not a terrible team. They'll probably play them tough. It's just, I'm going to stay off it, but I definitely hope you all cash, and that would definitely be my lean. Boston -1. All right, let's move on to NBA to review the picks that we gave in the morning. I gave Milwaukee -4. Some people agreeing with that. Other people who seem to be more knowledgeable about Miami said take Miami. Miami wins outright. Book it. I also took the over in that game at 202 and the Milwaukee team total over 103. I also took the Memphis game over 203.5 -109. That has since gone down since Gasol has been announced out, but that might not necessarily be a bad thing for the over. I did take Chicago at +8. Highly controversial play there. Highly controversial call there. And 2 plays that I'm liking a lot and that Jimmy went on were, or just one of them was the New Orleans Atlanta game on the under. I took the full game under 222.5. That has since gone down a couple points, and the first half under 114.5. And I also took Toronto first half -4. And Jim's plays also on Toronto first half -4. Also on New York Memphis over 203.5. Also on the Atlanta game under 222.5. And on Atlanta on the money line +120. So Jim's on 3 of my picks. 3 of his 4 picks are plays that I'm on as well. I told Jim that's not a good spot you want to be in, but I think he's on the right side with the New Orleans Atlanta under. I like that one. And what else do you want to add on, Jim?
I've decided to double up on the Raptors game. I'm going to take them full game as well.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, so by the way, I should say this for the video because the guys were getting. But we got some very interesting information, and I feel bad for where I took it. I took it to a negative place, but somebody named OJ says Murray's dad passed yesterday. So,
really?
Yeah, because I thought there was something going on for a few days, and there must have, because he must have been about to pass. And so that was. So thank you for that heads up in that situation.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm on Raptors full game. I've got them on the half too. I think, now I could be wrong, but I think that, I really think that the Raptors could blow them out in this game. I think this is a spot where they're coming back. Kyle Lowry had a game to get under his belt where they could just beat up on this Pistons team. Smooth likes the Raptors over, but I can't trust the Pistons shooting. So I'm doubling up on this Raptors game and excited.
All right, it's 8 or 8.5 most places, but Bet Online still has, Bet 365 still has 7.5 -115. So we will give you that one, Jim. And the second half line is up for Tulsa and Temple. It is tied at the half, 26-26. Let's see, Temple -5, and the total is 74. Jim, while I crunch these numbers very quickly, why don't you talk about other NBA games that you want to add here?
Yes, I would love to. I have decided to add the LA Clippers tonight. I really think that regardless of DeAndre Jordan, the Clippers will pull this out. Jay Will says Nuggets too much for Clippers without Jordan. Well, we do know that. Oh, and JP Fahey has jumped on the first quarter Raps too, Jimmy, -1. Had to jump all over it. I think that was a really good play, JP, but I have some fear going on all 4. But you know what?
-1?
-2.
Oh, -2. I'm seeing 2.5 or 3.
Well, yeah, I hear that. Triple Bean says, let's hit with your Raptors, Jim. Okay, I think the issue for me that kind of, I mean, I know a lot of people are on the Clippers tonight, but late information came in that Gary Harris, I believe, and Marc Gasol and Brandon Wright are out versus the Knicks. I think that will just help the over. Was that Jamal Murray is in concussion protocol, and he's a nice offensive piece that they have. I like the Nuggets moving forward, but something special is going on with the LA Clippers right now, winners of 5 straight, handling all this adversity and these injuries so well. The Nuggets are questionable. You can't trust them for 4 quarters, and I think it's going to hurt them without Jamal Murray. Mudai is barely been playing, and now he's going to have to come in and play important minutes. So I'm on the Clippers full game.
Okay. Let me find it. LA Clippers.
Feel free to work on your numbers.
No, my lean is to the over at 74, but I'm not sure if I want to bite on it, and I'm not going to take a side on the spread. Although I guess slight lean to a Tulsa +5, but I'm not going to make a bet on that one. All right, so you want the LA Clippers minus the points? Wow, they were 2.5 in the morning show. Now let's see. Heritage and Bookmaker have 4 and the Greek have 4 -110, so we can give you that one. Everyone else has 4.5. LA Clippers -4 -110. Jim.
Okay, great.
All right, and anything else you want to discuss in NBA while I continue to look at these second half numbers here?
Mudiay. All right, I guess Caleb's laughing at my pronunciation. I apologize, Caleb. Reggie says, any thoughts on the Hornets Wizards over 215.5? It depends how you see this game going with Dwight Howard playing extended minutes. I sometimes think that will lead to more scoring because there's more stoppages. Even if Dwight's missing those foul shots, there'll still be more scoring. In saying all that, I'm uncomfortable with these two teams. And I know that the Hornets are going to be playing with more passion with Clifford back coaching, and I think they're going to defend the perimeter better. It's a tricky spot. I decided to leave that game off. We now know that in the Spurs-Nets game that Kawhi Leonard will be out indefinitely, which is a big blow to that team. I'm curious to see. I'm going to check right now, see what the line movement was with the Atlanta Hawks. Down to +2 at some places. So I think I got them at a nice spot. I like the Hawks tonight. I think the Twin Towers can't do this on an everyday basis, and the Hawks have enough bigs to slow them both down. But I can understand. I mean, they're 2 of the best in the league, averaging 52 a game. Let's see what's going on here. Native Queen likes says the Georgetown under looking very good right now.
Yes, I took Georgetown on the full game under on that one, and yeah. As far as the Tulsa game, lean to the over. I'm not going to recommend that as an official play, and I'm not going to make an official play here. I did bet it slightly. My lean unit size over 74, but that's it, and I'm not going to add. So I did bet it slightly, my lean unit size, but I am not going to add it as an official play. That would be my lean on that one, and I guess we will move on. I was hoping to have something a little bit better, and a lean that I'm not even going to bet would be on Tulsa +5, but I'm not even going to bet that one. So although that would be a lean. All right, so that's it for the second half on that one. All right, Jim, what else? Let's get back to. We got to wrap up the show in about 8 minutes or 8 or 10 minutes, so we do have some time here. Jimmy the Bag, any other NBA opinions or picks?
I think there's going to be a lot of buckets in the Knicks Grizzlies game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with the over. I also think the Knicks should have a pretty easy game now that there's no Gasol in the lineup, and I'm surprised that line is not moving that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's very surprising to me. Jay Will says Memphis rolls tonight. I'm happy that you said that so I don't make a mistake. Dale 04 says Markieff Morris is starting for the Wizards. That's a huge plus for them because they just have no depth and they have no bench, and that's why they're playing so bad in the fourth quarter. A Native Queen says, like that second half under.
Yeah. I mean, I took it just a lean unit size on the over. I'm going to not make an official pick on that one, and also lean Tulsa. And Luke Charleston says Tulsa is going to win this game straight up, and that is that's kind of interesting. The Tulsa money line right now would be +240. Tulsa +5 is definitely a lean for me, but I'm not going to give it as an official pick here.
I hear you.
Okay. What?
I hear you.
All right. Some other shit coming in.
Yeah, there's some shit coming in. Smooth says careful on the Nets. Joshua Garay says Spurs versus Nets over 204. Another low-hanging fruit. Interesting. Without Kawhi, are both Gasol brothers then out of the lineup tonight? Let me see if I can get that information.
Okay, I'll scan some other comments here. Let's see. Caleb Sherles says lean Nets heavy. Yeah, I was thinking about. So who's out for the Spurs? Someone must be out for the Spurs.
Kawhi's out for a long time, but we need to know. Let me get some extra information. Andre Robertson is coming back for the Thunder. I wonder if they just stomp on the Lakers tonight. That's interesting.
Donald Trump says another pick of mine is New Orleans. I'm confident they are very energized. That goes against what your pick here. Let's see. Joshua Garay says Spurs versus Nets over 204. Another low-hanging fruit. Really? Why would he think that?
Well,
why would he think that?
Paul Gasol with his wrist sprain is questionable. We don't know about that. We know that Rudy Gay, Kawhi Leonard, and Manu Ginobili will be out. I think that's an interesting play. It's not something I dislike.
Desi Lathan says Bulls tonight, which is a pick. That's an official pick of mine, but I got a lot of pushback when I gave that one tonight. Jay Will says Memphis rolls tonight. That's a pick of yours, Jimmy the Bag, right?
No, I never took Memphis. I only took the over.
Oh, that's right. Right. We were going to until we heard about Gasol. Well, here we go. Jay Will, even after the information, likes Memphis. What do you think, Jim?
I think that is. I'm happy to hear because I was close to making a move on the Knicks with this information. I'm happy to hear that that's not the spot. So, oh my God, Sexton's out for Bama tonight.
Oh, there you go. That's very nice. There you go. We already gave those picks, so we don't have to take the line adjustment. There you go, Joe. Look at that. That is.
I need this so bad.
Those are the exhortations and the exhalations of a guy who needs some units. A guy who needs some units. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw on the Memphis team total over. I'm not going to take Memphis plus the points, but I agree. This might be a nice spot, a sneaky nice spot for Memphis. So I'm in the over with you, Jim, and I'm going to take the Memphis team total over. Let me just find the best line on that one. It was about 100.5 when I saw it earlier. Let me just quickly find this one. Memphis team total over. Let me just find it. Yeah, Memphis team total over 100.5 minus 108 at Pinnacle, and Heritage has 100 minus 110. There you go. That's why you line shop even when it comes to team totals, and I will take that one. I will take Memphis team total over 100 minus 108. Good news coming in at the end of this show. Everything's going well. Wanma, how you doing back there? It's a crazy, intense show, but everyone wants you to participate. We'll get you in more involved on the Friday show, and there's fewer games we have to tackle. Okay, Wanma?
We're doing good. And a comment here from SM. I got bodies over my vacation spot. Wagering tonight.
Oh,
Give me
shit.
Your best bet, your best pick. Loshak the Bag. We will all go to your low-hanging fruit.
Okay,
What is
he
it?
said, I got bodies. You know what that means? That's slang
Yeah,
for
it's a
I
lot
killed
of
some
people.
motherfuckers.
Seems like a lot of people, man.
He got bodies. The motherfucker killed people.
Oh,
You know what
shit.
that
I
is?
think it was
Oh,
buddies.
shit.
Oh, buddies.
Yeah.
Is it buddies or bodies?
Bodies.
Bodies, yeah, that's not
shit.
good. That means that's slang for like when you say I got a body. That's slang for I killed someone.
Oh shit! I didn't hear
I'm
that.
reading it right now, and it's BUDD.
Oh, it's buddies.
Yes.
Oh shit, Juanma, you got to be careful with the pronunciation. That can mean the difference between I killed someone and I have some friends, right?
All right. No, he have some friends.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, that struck a lightning bolt of fear into me. The motherfucker was like, I got some bodies and I'm watching your show. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, nothing's
Wow.
ever.
Woo.
Even the guy who buys the dislikes isn't. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, right. All right, let's before we wrap this shit up, let me just look at some of these NBA leagues because I'm thinking about NBA.
Oh,
on the-
by the way, that line's
What?
-5
Oh,
now.
there you go.
Auburn
there you go.
-5.
All right, so there you go. And we jumped on it. We beat that line move. Sometimes this late information goes against you, and you have to eat it. And sometimes it's just a nice little gift. What do you think about the first half over with New York and Memphis? 103.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Sure, I like it.
One other thing I was thinking about, Utah-Sacramento under. What do you think about that, Jim? Did you look at that game at all?
Of course, I looked at that game.
You have
Yeah,
anything quickly to say about someone who might want to think about taking Utah-Sacramento under, Jim?
I do want to talk. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, and I'll speak as quickly as possible when I
Yeah.
get to it. So Jazz are 4-18 on the road. This is a really interesting game. What is the number that we're getting?
Well, I liked it at 204.5, and I actually bet it. Now it's down to 203.5, but that's still okay.
Jazz are coming off the 109-94 home loss to the Pacers. They're so bad offensively, 28th, averaging 100.6 points per game. They're getting no distribution, only 20 assists per game. Raul Neto's returned to the lineup. Gobert remains out. Cephalosha is now done for the year. Exum's out long term. Kings have lost 5 straight. They've announced that they're going to sit 2 veterans every game, give a bigger opportunity to the youth. They've only led 12 times after the first quarter all season. They're 30th in the league in scoring at 97.7 points per game. I think that... I just don't know who are this. Like, if Zach Randolph is playing for sure, then yes, I like the under. And let me see if I can find that out right now. I bet you I can right now.
And in the meantime, the total in the Golden State game that we were wondering about, I said I liked it at 230 when it opened. It was 231 in the morning show. It's now up to 233 or 232.5. So clearly that line is exploding up. And I was thinking about maybe taking a shot with the first half over. And you know what? I will throw that one on there. It opened at 118. It's now up to 120. But I will take that one. The Chicago Golden State first half over 120 minus 110. You think that's a little bit too risky, too rich, or what do you think, Jim?
I do have more concerns over that play than this under. K.O. Pina says, with you on the under, Jazz, Sac, Pete. And then Donald Trump says Utah, Sacramento under is solid, obvious play.
All right, I'm taking it. I'm taking the first half and the full game. I'm going to take the first
Jay
half.
Will says first half Jazz and under.
Yeah, first half under is going to be 97 minus 106, and the full game under on that one will be 203.5 minus 110. 203.5.
I can't take it. Dan has a good point. He says when they say vets are going to sit, they mean Zebo, and
Right.
I need him on the floor for my unders. And God, I can't trust that George Hill will be playing 30 minutes defending the perimeter and being a good on-ball defender. God, he's disappointed me. Probably more than any player in the NBA is this year.
And what do you think about a first half over in Miami, Milwaukee? If we think the full game's going to go over, probably the first half goes over too, right, Jim?
I did not make the Bucks pick, but
Probably, right?
well, I mean, I'm concerned that game against the Bucks. The Bucks are bad shooting. They're a bad shooting team, and the Heat know that. They're going to force them into shots from the perimeter. And without Dion Waiters was their instant offense for the Heat. I can't fully trust, especially now. I like Justice Winslow moving and solidly playing 25, 30 minutes from the 2, but even there, he's a better defender than he is as an offensive force. So I'm not going to vouch for it.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I will go over all the picks that we have given. Jim in NBA has added the Clippers -4 and Toronto minus 7.5, minus 115. And that's it, right, Jim?
That's it.
And then in college, you gave Wichita State minus 8.5, Auburn first half minus 0.5, and the full game minus 1.5. Stanford money line plus 155, Ohio State minus 3, Iowa State plus 10, and Missouri minus 2. And that's it for Jim in college basketball. I had a bunch of plays that I gave in the morning. Those are all going on my official record. And I have in the NBA, I added on the Memphis team total over 100, Utah Sacramento first half under 97, and the full game under 203.5, and the Golden State first half over 120. And that's it for NBA. And then for college, I added on Iowa State first half plus 6, VCU game under 150, Auburn first half minus 0.5, and the full game minus 1.5, Villanova minus 12.5. That's a hedge out of the Georgetown game that I gave in the morning, and Fullerton first half plus 3.5, Southern Illinois first half plus 4.5, and that's it for me. Those are all the plays that I've added in college basketball. A lot of leans that I could have added. Yesterday, all my leans cashed. Most of my picks lost, and hopefully that will be the reverse. Or actually, they're all cashed tonight. Hopefully, a lot of picks we got going, Jim. Maybe I'm feeling pretty good. What's going on? Some funny shit?
Oh, yeah.
Someone's mocking me?
Twat Latte says, thanks, Zodiac Killer.
He's got some good lines. Look, let's admit it, right? He's got a goofy poster name, but he's got a hot grandma. He's a damn good capper, and he's got some nice lines. And he says they're off the dome. He doesn't say he plans. He doesn't say he writes them.
No, he's a really funny guy.
He's good. He's
good.
got some lines. You know what I'm saying? He can take it, but he can dish it.
Yeah.
Just like me, I can dish it, but I can take it.
Oh, man.
I can take it, Twatty Lottie. I can take it, baby. All right, we got to wrap up the show early. It's been a good show. We'll be back tomorrow with an even bigger college basketball card, and then Friday, thankfully, the overall workload will get a little bit less, so we'll maybe be able to get a little bit more in depth in some of these back and forths we've got here. Hear a little bit more from Juanma. That'll be on Friday, but tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.